Hey guys, this is Sandy White from Simply Fit, your #1 health and wellness cheerleader, and it is 70 degrees. Well, take that back. It is 73 degrees today. So yes, I'm taking full advantage of being outside. So there's a little breeze. So you see me with my little jacket on, but it's a lot of shade. So instead of me squinting like I normally do, I got on my sunshades. So we're going to jump into this. What we're going to talk about today is micro stacking. 1% change equals a huge impact in your health and wellness. What do I mean by that? Well, we'll jump into that right after this. So, micro stacking. What is micro stacking? I have my notes here. I want to make sure I read this so I don't miss any of the juicy details. But what we're talking about is a complete change in your life without overwhelm. It's called the power of tiny habits. 1% change that creates massive transformation over time. What do I mean by that? You're already doing certain things, but instead of overwhelming yourself like, oh my God, I need to start exercising, I'm going to go from 0 to 100 overnight. No, like I tell you guys all the time, pick one thing and make tiny baby steps until you can get up to the level of intensity or the level of the duration that you want to exercise in. You don't want to do it overnight and then go buck wild, especially when you haven't been doing it in a while, because guess what? You'll be super sore and you will not stop. So let me give you some tiny little hacks. We like sugar, but I tell you guys, you want to cut it down. 2 tablespoons is all that you should be consuming of regular table sugar, but it tastes good. Our palates like it. It wreaks havoc on your system. It makes you look older than you need to. So we're going to eat sugar anyway, but why not change it out? You can change it out. This is date sugar. I'm just new to this, so it's not bad, but guess what? As long as it doesn't have an aftertaste and it's still going to give me the benefit that I am looking for. And I should have brought the glucose monitor out here. You guys, they're not super expensive. You can go to Walgreens, Walmart, whatever, and get them and test your glucose levels. If you're over 100, that is a warning sign that your body's not breaking down the sugar and transporting it to your muscles like it needs to. So instead of overwhelming your liver and causing all unnecessary havoc, to me, that's just like driving into traffic. You see on your map that it's super red all over the map, all over your city, and you just gonna go in that same direction? No. So like, this is date sugar. Date sugar has 7 carbs and it has a total of 6 sugars, but there are no additional sugars. Now this does not have any, well, it's got less than 1 gram of fiber, but it's not going to be a huge impact on your insulin level. So you know, when you eat certain foods and then all of a sudden your insulin level spike, you're not going to have that with this. So it's gluten-free, it's kosher-free, it is GMO-free, and it's vegan-free. Hey, go for it. Again, I'm not going to utilize anything for me personally that has an aftertaste. So there are a lot of things out there that work well for your body, but I'm being realistic with you guys. If you don't like the way it tastes, you don't like, matter of fact, maybe you're fine with the taste, but then because there are some products that the taste is fine, but then they have an aftertaste, you're not going to keep up with it. And then I told you guys about the whole earth plant-based sugar alternative. The monk fruit sugar, it has let me see, it has 8 grams of carbs in it. It has no sugar. So according to how they make this one is actually better than this. But there are some things that I would prefer, like baking with this one is fine, but like your oatmeal, like I like a good oatmeal. oatmeal with some dried fruit in it, not too many, but the dates and some dried white grapes in it, and then the date fruit. I'm good with that. So the micro hacking with the tiny the tiny changes, these are changes that are you're hacking on something that you're already doing. So I'm not telling you to add anything, I'm just saying hack what you're already doing. So here's almond flour. So the almond flour, regular flour, does not have any nutrients in it. It's bleached, which means they made it that color. They stripped it of all of its nutrients and they made it that color. But with the almond flour, you've got 2 grams of fiber, you have 1 sugar, and it only has 3 net carbs in it. You're already making brownies. You're already making pancakes. You're already. Just hack what you're already doing. You get what I'm saying? So like, you like brownies. They have in here, you can use the almond flour, you can use the nut butter, you can use the baking powder, you can use the, they have sugar-free chocolate chips. They have an aftertaste, so I don't use them, but I will use the mini, and you don't need as many with the minis. They're smaller than the normal size, so it's cutting down your calories there. But I'm really not asking you to cut down your calories. Well, I'm more so asking you to just balance out what you're doing. So like, you're already gonna eat. Now check it out. Is what you put in your plate 1 serving or 2 servings? So that's a hack right there. Cut it down to 1 serving. Well, Sandy, how do I figure out what 1 serving is? Okay, use your hand, palm of your hand, 1 serving of meat. You could do unlimited amounts of fruits and vegetables, but I'm asking you to not go buck wild just because you can go buck wild. And when I say fruits and vegetables, I'm talking about the ones that are on the low glycemic level. Take a plate, don't fill it all the way up. Food shouldn't be falling on the side. You should actually still be able to see the creases of like the indents of where you're placing your proteins, your carbs, and your fat. Your plate shouldn't be so full that you cannot see the bottom because you got that much food on it. Do portion size. And then if you have to, like, oh my God, I need bubblies. I've told you guys this multiple times. Take the berries, the low glycemic berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, blend them up, and then take I like the blue bottle, but you could take any seltzer water that floats your boat. It's no calories in it. You're good to go. And then add that in there. Guess what? You're tricking yourself to think, I'm drinking a soda, but you're not, and it's healthy. Here's another one. Chia seeds. Chia seeds will give you your omega-3s. I'm talking this little tiny seed. I can't even put it in my hand because it's so tiny, but it reminds me of the mustard seed, where God says, if you have faith as much as a mustard seed, and the mustard seed is super small, and I think a chia seed is a little bit bigger than a mustard seed. But the thing is, this little thing has a powerful punch. You're not getting enough fiber. You can do 2 tablespoons in a smoothie, or to do 2 tablespoons, soak it in some water 30 minutes to an hour. Then it just swells up. It just becomes yummy. I don't think it's a good idea to blend these when they're dry, because you're not getting all of the benefits from the chia seed. If you take it and you soak it, like I tell you, don't soak it so much where the water is just floating all over. Pour the water over the 2 tablespoons of the chia seed, enough where it covers it. Let it sit 30 minutes to an hour. Add in some cacao powder, mix it up, sit it in the refrigerator, or take a blender and blend it up where it's nice and smooth. You got a nice chia seed pudding. You can put this in any food recipe that you want. Just let it soak so that it just swells up about, I think it swells up about 10 times its size. But then you are not eating so much. You're not drinking so much. And what I have been doing the last couple days is I've been doing 2 cups of the mixed berries with 2 tablespoons of the chia seeds. And I want to say I do this about between 8:30 and 9 is when I drink it, and it makes about 16 ounces because I add in extra water so that the berries can get mixed really well. And I normally don't want to eat until a little bit close to 4:45 in the afternoon. That's how well these work. So now you're not counting calories. You're freaking just adding chia seeds to something that you're already drinking, even if it's squeezed juice. And now if you gotta have orange juice, squeeze it. They make a lot of different gadgets so you don't hurt your hand. Just don't do the ones out the bottle because they have added sugars and all of these preservatives. It's so much easier. Even if you peel it and put it through your juicer, you'll get a better quality of juice than getting it out of a container from the grocery store. Prep your stuff, prep your stuff, prep your stuff. That's your food, that's your juice, that's your clothing, that's your fun time. Now here, we're outside in the sun. You want to know the benefits of, I've told you guys about that. Yes, it is getting close to summertime, and a lot of folks are like, but I'm melanated. Well, guess what? You don't want to bypass being out in the sun. The sun gives you your direct vitamin D, and it keeps you balanced. It keeps you close to nature. But you want to make sure you're using sunscreen. Yes, you're melanated, but you still need sunscreen. You could take the sunscreen and mix it up with some of your body lotion. You just need to have it on your body. For some people, because your skin is super dry, it comes out like it makes you look ashy. Then mix it with your body lotion, or you can mix it with castor oil. And if you're gonna mix it with the castor oil, it's just a little bit, not a lot, especially if you're going to be placing it on your face. But you need to get it mixed in, you need to get it on your body, and you need to be enjoying the sun, even if it's just 15 minutes a day. One of the best benefits of being out in the sun, some of y'all are so unnecessarily grumpy. You want to know how to get rid of that? Sit outside in nature for about 5 to 15 minutes a day. Now, the micro hack, I don't want to sit outside. That's too long. Then guess what? Do it in 5-minute increments. Here's another one. Y'all don't like to drink all that water. I told you all about, adding the seltzer water with the berries. Add in a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of well, that may be too much for some of you all. So start off with a teaspoon of the agave and make it organic, and then mix it up. And you will be able to drink. I'm not saying do all of your water like this. You will be able to get through your water, but I want you to dilute it. Now, you can get up in the morning time. I've told you guys about this hack too. You're already drinking water, but you're just not drinking enough. So drink one before you go to bed, about 2 to 3 hours. That way it's not, by the time you're ready to like totally retire to go to bed, all of the fluid is out. You have a good night's sleep. And then as soon as you get up in the morning, drink it. And then by the time you're ready to leave the house, all of the fluids have been released, and then you can drive on your commute to work and you're good to go. But one of the things I didn't finish this with the chia seeds. With the chia seeds, if you have not been consuming the amount of fiber and omega-3s the way that you need to, I would recommend doing 1 tablespoon in the morning and 1 at night, and in between those two is where you want to get in all of your water, because it will make you feel super uncomfortable, belly super tight, super swollen if you're not drinking enough water. So you could do 1 You could break up your water. You could do a cup, which is 8 ounces in the morning. Then you can do 8 ounce before you go to bed, and then in between you could do 16 ounces. So as soon as you get up, and say you get up 4:30, 5 o'clock, then that's 8 ounces, and then you don't do another one until like 8:30, 8:30, 9:30. But when you drink it again, it's 16 ounces, and then you let 3 hours go by, and then you do another 16 ounces, and then by the time you get home, you do another 16 ounces, and then you top it off with that 8 ounce. How much water does each of our bodies needs? Each of our bodies is different. So you're going to know based off of the certain things that are going on in your body. Does your mouth feel like cotton? Is your skin super dry? Are you having a lot of aches and uncomfortabilities when you're moving around? One of the things with these chia seeds, if you're having a lot of body aches, it is going to remove the inflammation, the excess inflammation from your body. So the chia seeds help with this water. It's going to punch a really good pack for you. And I should have brought this other one out, but I talked to you all about the name was, they changed the name, but they call it Tummy Focus. And what it is, it's oxidation. I get that so tongue tied. Oxidation in the capsules. And what it does is it helps to move waste from your large and your small intestines. So what I would suggest is that you would get something similar to that, like Colace or something, because it's just temporary until your body gets used to it. I'll put a picture of the one that I like to do. But when you're doing the chia seeds, and if you add that, you have a really good release. You guys need to be doing this at least 2 to 3 times a day. Once a day is the minimum, but once a week to 2 weeks, you're having a challenge. So if you do these little hacks, you won't have constipation, you won't have excess inflammation in your body, you won't wake up with aches and pains in your body, and I'm telling you, you will feel like a new person. Because, and I'm telling you, some of y'all, not only do you need the sunshine, you need a really good release, and that will make anybody grumpy. I mean, you see how babies act when they're constipated. Well, adults are no different. It's just that now we're masking it. So this is the point of being on this channel, so that you can guys get simple tips and strategies so you can go about your business in a fantastic mode, not in a mode where you're wearing a mask because you feel horrible. Now, if you have any questions about anything that we have gone over, please send me an email. Just go to simplyfit on the wytv7.org broadcast, hit the broadcasters button, scroll down, look for me, Simply Fit, and then send all of your questions to me, and I will be happy to do a video on it or just simply answer those questions. So now with the last thing, it's always going to be exercise. You need to exercise. Well, it's not the last thing because I'm going to go over my notes, but these are the things that I wanted to make sure I covered. This is a sliding board. Have you guys seen the people that do speed skating? That's all this is. And it needs to be on the flat surface. I'm going to open this up real quick if I can get it. Oh, yeah, pretty good. It needs to be on a flat surface. And a lot of these things I get because I like to make sure that my boys they're exercising. This thing is so simple to use. I know you all know what a scroll is. You've seen a scroll. It's rolled up paper with the tubes. You open it up, you lock it, and then this was back in Roman days, and they would read whatever it is. This is no different. They actually mimic that off of a scroll, and you open it up, and you can carry this any place that you want. These are so simple hacks. Y'all don't have to make this stuff super easy. So this is the bottom of it, so it's not going to slide on the floor. It's got this is like, it's rubber, and it'll stick to your floor. And this part slides. It almost reminds me of wax paper, but it's just a really thin piece of plastic. You open it up, and the edges are to stop you from sliding off of it, and you just slide like you're doing speed skating. Here is, I'll have to do another one because show you guys with me doing it. But since we're out here, it's just really no place to do it on the grass. And they give you these little booties, those no different than the ones that you give people when you come in your house. Put these on, or take your shoes off, or the ones y'all will probably remember, like the little blue ones that the doctors wear at the hospital. You literally put these on top of your shoes, and you do speed skating motion across this and get in your exercise. Okay, I don't have time because y'all, I don't want to hear that. Everybody has time. So your goal is to exercise. You're going to exercise to begin with, because you said, okay, this year I'm going to get into the habit of doing what I need to do in reference to exercise. You can park away from the entry door that you're going into, a little further away. You can take steps instead of the elevator or the escalator. You can do this watching a movie. Now, we're in the process of getting our deck done, so I will at some point be able to come outside and exercise, which will be excellent. Man, when you combine exercise with nature, you just want to continue to do it. But you have to put yourself in a position where you constantly are going to win. Now, this right here, it looks easy, but it's going to get you, it's a really good cardio workout is what I like to share with folks. A really good cardio workout. So with that being said, let me go over and I'm going to read my notes because I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. So I talked to you all about the tiny micro habits and how 1% can make a huge impact on your life. And that's from drinking water to actually exercising. And then micro habits are just simply habits that are so tiny and so easy to do. The actions really require minimal effort, but they give you a long lasting result. Who doesn't want to look gorgeous but not really look like you put in the effort? If you just do a little bit at a time, it all adds up. So as an example, you want to exercise, say you want to start off, okay, I'm going to start off with 20 minutes 3 times a day. But you have not done 20 minutes in 5 years. So take that 20 minutes and break it up into 4 sections. You get up in the morning, while you're brushing your teeth, do some squats. While you are commuting to work, do some bum squats, scrunches, meaning squeeze your butt, squeeze, hold, squeeze your abs, hold them, squeeze your abs, hold them. You can do that for 5 minutes. Then when you get to work, instead of parking where you normally will park at, then park where it's going to take you 5 minutes to get up to the front door. Now, you ain't used to walking up those steps, and it may just be 3 or 4 flights. It's probably going to take you 5 minutes. Guess what? You have now completed 20 minutes. But in your mind, it didn't feel like that. It didn't feel like a continuous effort of exercising. You see what I just did? We just broke them up and we tricked your brain. So the other one is basically, well, I didn't say this, but it's just mindset. You got to be in the right mindset for change. If you're not, guess what? You're going to keep migrating back to what you were doing before. And the Bible even says this, I got to find the chapter, I'll give it to you all, where a dog returns back to his own vomit. Well, you want to know why he does it? Because something in that was good. So he went back to it. Now, he shouldn't. It's gross because it ain't going to be no benefit. You threw it up for a reason. Well, you are where you are for a reason. So going back to doing what you were doing before does not help. So let's do these micro, tiny hacks, which are small. They're so minor, so minuscule, you won't even feel it, think about it. And if you trick yourself to doing a lot of these things, you're already doing a bunch of them. just trick yourself to, I don't even want to say trick, but that's kind of how you don't use our brains the way God intended. So if you just hack what you're already doing to force yourself to think and to operate differently, you will be a better person for it. Now, here's an example. So I told you all about the brushing of your teeth and then drinking the water. I told you about that. And then when you're sitting at the desk, you can squeeze your bums, you can squeeze your abs, you can sit up straight versus slouching. Okay, so here's one to think of something that you want to do as a reward. So each time you do a habit stacking, mark an X on the calendar as a way of keeping track of keeping yourself accountable. So make the X red, so then you can clearly see, oh, I got a big old gap up in here, or wow, I am doing super good. And then what I want to suggest is that 30 days. Now, I don't know if most of you guys, now, before I say what I'm going to say, we have gone into our 5th of March, started our Lent. So I don't know if everybody calls it that, but that's when you give up something to show God how much you appreciate what he did when he gave his only begotten son. So we would have an opportunity to reconnect and commune with him. And you know what? Don't allow Satan to steal your birthright. This is why I give y'all all these tips and stuff, because there's something that you're supposed to be doing. That's why you're still here. So you can incorporate Lent with giving up something, and you can habit stack all of those things, but don't do them all at one time. So if you're saying, okay, I'm gonna give up sugar, I just showed you all, hey, here's some alternatives that are better for you anyway. Okay, I'm gonna give up drinking up soda, but I gave you a hack on how to get around that as well. It's healthier and it don't pack on no calories. I'm gonna be more hydrated. I'm gonna exercise. I just gave you hacks for all of those. I'm gonna be nicer. Sit your tail out in the sun. You can do just what I'm doing right now. You don't even have to do anything. Do you know how well this makes your body feel? Outstanding. So, with that being said, I have actually went through all of my notes. I literally did not miss anything, which I thought I had missed a point or two, but I didn't. So, you could do this until Easter, which we have, I want to say we have, 3 more weeks, 3.5 more weeks. You will be the better person for it. And I'm going to tell you, if you even add in the hack of adding in more vegetables, like 2 cups of vegetables, or eating a salad every day, just mindlessly, you are going to see how well your body responds quickly. And if you are a diabetic, eating more vegetables and fibers will help your A1C levels to reduce. If you don't have to take my word for it, if you're doing the finger pricks, or you have the Libre system, the one that you put in your arm, you can track your numbers. That's a really good hack for y'all that are dealing with having A1C challenges. Add in more fruits. Well, if you add in the fruits, let me make this very clear. It has to be on a low glycemic level, and I'm only talking 2 cups. 2 cups throughout the day. And then you can add in your fibers. I just told you how to do that with the chia seeds. And then add in more vegetables. Vegetables, guys, it is so many different ways to cook the vegetables. You can eat them raw. You can eat them al dente. You can eat them cooked by baking them. I mean, just if I haven't gone over it, get a cookbook that will show you how to do it. And then last but not least, and the things I show you guys for exercise, I like to have fun. I'm not going to do anything that's boring. And then I have kids, so I got to keep them active. and I got to get them back out the house, back into sports, doing something that's going to help them out. If you are not moving your body, you're doing yourself a disservice. So get out, even if it's going down to the lake and walking around, going for a hike or going. I so enjoy rowing. I already told you all that. I don't know how many times I can tell you all that. I love rowing. But find something that works for you. It's the weather is breaking. Get out the house. Make it a hack to not come home directly. Get you some shoes, some tennis shoes, some gym shoes, a change so you can change your shirt or something like that, and go for a walk before you come into your house. Because for some people, if you come into your house, it's almost like a second job. So take my word for it. Bring you some tennis shoes, get you a change, or bring you a whole change of the clothes. Take off what you worked in, put on some workout gear, and go for a walk. You will do yourself good. All right, guys, I think I have pontificated enough. So I am going to say farewell, so long, and I will see you guys next week. Remember, we broadcast every Wednesday night on WYTV7.org, and it is 8 Eastern time. So check your clocks based off of where you're located, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.